Now, instruction manual. Okay, we have to go on to the next stage, which is we have to tie up this. How do they go?
Tidy here.
It's just to keep it stable. How it exactly hangs in the end is another detail, but we just hold it here to keep it stable. Now we are going to put the red tetrahedron inside under the 5 lights. Oh, these are not holding at the top here.
No.
So you see how what is going to come down the center here from the top to the bottom is this in 3D form. That one's quite tight. Basically, it's got to be like that.
Yeah, it seems too tight.
Yeah, onto the one of the
White?
yeah. So it kind of like loosely tie it so that it holds rather than it's completely connected to it. That's it. So now we're moving, like I said, with the platonic solids. Octahedron, by courtesy of the mirror, and double tetrahedron. We need to do it so that they're all three kind of the same. This shouldn't be really touching the blue side. I mean, probably it might be a little bit too close here. We need to make this a bit longer, I think. Yeah, very good. Now we are going to the heart essence of the machine.
Lunchbox.
Inside the lunchbox. What's inside the lunchbox? It survived the journey. Here is our dodecahedron, which is the 3D of the diamond lens doorway to infinity. Now the cube, poke the wire at the top of the cube through the large crystal. Just ties in here. But you see in the crystal of time how these two crystals come point to point, right? We've got to check how tight it is by the lower part as well, yeah? We've got to tie the cube up to the red.
Okay. It hangs a little bit long too.
So we can just slightly tie so that that's a little bit fixed. Just to keep it kind of straight like that. We might have to adjust it once we get the lower part on. Then put inside and tie into the 5 lights. Now we've got to put the lower section. That needs to just go right down to the bottom. That's it.
Okay.
And the other.
That's
Yeah,
good.
there you go.
Okay, and then now you have your
Okay.
both sides.
Perfect, yes.
So,
Yeah, it doesn't need to be like really fixed, just like so that it.
no, it's
There we go. So the crystals should run in line, okay. You get the idea, right? It's not perfect.
And the crystals are what kind of crystals?
Aha!
There you go.
That is the
Great
$1 million question. You know, I said I have been kind of studying crystals, dibbling and dabbling into crystals and how they operate. Well, this is no joke. Les Brown, who described when you drop a stone into the water and it ripples out in increasing increments of the cube root of pi, there are particular points inside this pyramid vortex that we cannot see, that all the power of this shape is holding. So let's just say it might be there. If we were to put a certain type of crystal here, and then we were to touch the structure, i.e. we were to ground it, we could be thrown back 10 feet, 20 feet. It happened to him. He created a pyramid structure and just by chance he put exactly a crystal in the wrong place, right place, however you want to look at it. He did exactly that. He put the crystal there, came down from the ladder, touched the ground and so So this is a no joke question. But why am I using crystals? This we will come on to when I describe the mechanism that I am envisaging in this object. Let's just complete the structure.
Is it one piece of crystal? I think the final one is probably not.
And if you imagine this is going to be a 30-meter high structure,
Uh-huh.
how can we have crystals that are going to be so huge?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right. It would have to be some composite something.
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 So we've got 2,
Ends.
1,
1 B.
4,
1 B.
1, 3 is there, yeah. A, B, 2C. I think these might stay together. 2B.
And then this is your base.
Yeah. Again, we have a way to put it.
Yes. Okay, 8 and 7. 8 and 7. 2 and 3. 2 and 3.
So you see, here is 1 on this side.
And
We-
one.
We start with 1 here. Can you imagine? 30 meters high.
Unbelievable.
I'm just thinking what kind of energy
4,
field
5, and
this
then
is.
4 goes up.
According to what I have calculated, in the sense of envision that could be possible, it's going to clean up an area 10 miles, 15 miles, depends how much radiation we can get out of it. I'm going to explain the mechanism of it afterwards. This is not only it. What I haven't made yet is the park area that's surrounding it,
Right.
which I have in a picture. So there's a big park coming all the way out here. There's a big park coming all the way out here that
1,
emulates
2, 3,
one of the pictures. Yeah.
By here.
Each of the 5 pictures that I made are having a place.
Just
2.
1, 2, 3. I see.
I'll tie this one up. So, Judy, remember, we are building an art installation piece to expose the process of existence according to the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And participants are going to walk on and inside this machine, this installation, and they are going to experience the Bardo Tudor, the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Again, once it's built, I will explain to you how. Right.
It's all there, it's just I didn't put this in.
Oh, okay.
You put it in and then we can align it.
Yeah, it's got to go down hard and fast.
Right.
Fibonacci spirals.
The top is a bit tilted.
That should fit inside there like that.
There we go.
Fibonacci spiral number 1. We're just gonna leave it like this. And Fibonacci spiral number 2. You know, details come later. This is just a model, this is just the idea, right? Now, what we have is a 13-layer spiral coming right down to the base of